Up on my laptop right now.
What's going on, everyone? We are now live with the Batshit Crazy podcast with Lauren, Rob, and Denny. We are going to go through that jam-packed, insane episode of The Bachelorette, episode 3. Rob?
That was insane. I'm here with my lovely ladies, Denny and Lauren. We're ready to break it down. Dale, he made big impact tonight, as he does in all the episodes. So we're going to break it down step by step, and we'll give you our unparalleled opinion.
And please like and subscribe to the Russell Hantz Show. And as we are going through with this podcast, please make sure to drop us your comments as well.
It's okay because we don't have any viewers right now. So it's just us three talking. Now we have 13 of them. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Yes, they're all here. They came for you, Rob. Let's be real.
Yep.
All right. Kick us off, Rob. What are your thoughts?
On the episode as a whole, or do you want me to give you my thoughts on the first portion of it, as we do often?
Start with Yosef.
Yep.
Oh, God. Yosef, where do I even begin? I just can't believe he would talk to a woman like that, let alone on national TV. The woman he's trying to win the heart over. Like, I get it. Like, I wouldn't want to participate in that, whatever you call it, that strip dodgeball.
Why not?
I mean, because it's just like a little bit weird, I guess. I don't know. But I wouldn't want to necessarily participate in it, but I wouldn't be like complaining about it. And I'd just be like, whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Let's fucking move on. And he is here. What is he, like 35, and he's crying about it? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I got the age. He's actually 30, so you're a little off by a couple of years there.
5 years. It's not too bad.
Here's my thing: you not seen the show? You know what you signed up for. I guess, to be fair, a lot of these people probably haven't seen it, and they're most likely recruits and just trying to make a brand for themselves. But at the end of the day, he should not have talked to her that way. It was utterly ridiculous the way he spoke to her, in my opinion.
Yeah, uncalled for.
He said it was raunchy humor and described it as classless. I don't see the big deal. Like, I get that he has a daughter, so he wouldn't want to partake in that, but she said that's why she didn't choose him for that date. So I don't get why he was so, like, worked up about it. Who freaking cares if the other guys are taking their clothes off?
Right. I mean, just move on, Yosef. You didn't have to deal with it anyways, so just move on.
Joseph, this season makes me feel so uncomfortable. I think a lot of people feel that way, Joe, because just the way the season's been going at this moment, there are some awkward moments, some moments that I wish I did not have to see on my television screen.
Yeah, but that's why it's like good TV. I mean, this season sucks ass so far, but I have high hopes that it's going to get better.
Also, just PSA to Yosef, I don't think his daughter's going to follow or have a role model in any reality TV star. So he was an idiot to even think that in the first place.
Yeah, he's the one who went on the show. I mean,
yeah.
Like I said to you guys earlier, the dude has a micro dick. That's his problem with the challenge. To begin with, the dodgeball thing, like, he's just mad because if he would have been chosen for it, everyone would have seen what he's got going on down there, which is nothing.
Yeah.
And would he have honestly even have let his daughter watch the show? Like, if I'm going on a show like this, no way I'm letting my kid watch it if I have a kid. Like, no.
Do we know how old his daughter is?
I don't know how old his daughter is, but still, I would not let my kid watch the show, no matter what.
Yeah, it's not really exactly a good place to learn from.
Then he said, I'm ashamed to be associated with you. That was, like, way worse. I mean, he brought up her age, whatever. We knew he was going to do that, but
I don't think he's the last one that's going to bring up her age.
That is true. And J Jobs says, but women will flock to Yosef, watch LOL. It's probably only because he was on reality television. That's always what happens. There's people that are desperate. So, yeah, it's probably going to happen where people are going to flock to Yosef. Would I be one of those individuals? Hell no.
It would be. It's going to be more of like the demographic of like the 60-year-old like pansy ladies who are like, I agree, like that was totally repulsive, something like that. It reminds me of like something like my mom would say.
And then after all the Yosef drama, he gets to packing, gets in the limo or the car, vehicle, whatever you want to call it.
SUV, we could call it.
SUV. Yep. Then we have Dale coming to the rescue. Denny, what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, first of all, Yosef said, she's all yours, boys. And I said to myself, no, she's not. She's Dale's. Like, we already know what's going to happen. I think Dale is so full of himself and she is so full of herself. So I don't know how they're going to work in the long run.
Every time he gets called out, Dale, he just like stutters and stammers, and it's so funny just to watch him fail. It's really funny.
Dale stammers?
Yes. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know how to finish a thought.
He's all over the place. I don't think half the time he even knows what he's talking about because he goes, I guess, nope, don't know. Yeah.
Because he's putting on a show, and it was interesting that one of the guys said, like, he wants to run for president because I can totally see that.
Dale's a politician.
Aaron brings up a point. Okay, but like multiple people came to support her. It pisses me off that she only brought up Dale then. That is very true. A lot of the guys were very vocal in Claire's defense, and then she's all Dale, 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 Dale.
Yeah, 100%. Dale might have a micro penis too.
I don't think so.
We don't know.
I'm going to go with no on that one.
And then after Dale comes to the rescue and she talks it through with him, then pops in our favorite host, Chris Harrison.
Always brings the bad news. He's only there when there's bad news. Everybody knows that about Chris Harrison.
That is true. Anytime you see him in the room, you should know something's coming, a curveball's coming, or it's just terrible news, like you said.
Gentlemen, this evening's cocktail party has been canceled.
Now, I have to ask you, Rob, if you were on the show and he said that to all you guys and you had something to say to Claire, would you potentially try and steal her away to get one more moment in, or would you hold back and be demoralized like some of those guys, quote unquote, were? I thought it was very staged. I don't feel like all those guys actually truly felt that way.
Yeah, it ain't over till it's over. I'm going to grab her. I'm going to say, hey, Claire, you got a minute? And we're going to go talk. And it's going to be a Dale minute. It's not going to be just 1 minute. It's going to be like 20 minutes. Because a Dale minute, 5 minutes turn into an hour. So there's my math right there.
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
Of course, they were getting hot and heavy.
Shot.
When you're in the moment like that, it's hard to stop yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. So
can we just talk about for a minute her having Dale's pants and sniffing them?
Oh my
gosh. That was the most cringeworthy thing.
That's not cringeworthy. That's just creepy.
Well, creepy and cringeworthy because I didn't need to know that. I did not even know.
She has to smell them too.
Lauren, this is something I could see you doing at home on a Friday night.
She said, and then she asked her friend. She said, "Hey, take a sniff of these."
I know.
What the hell are you doing?
She put it over her face. Why? What is that?
She's an odd character. I'm telling you, I don't know why 39 years old
have them, but
she has to be Benjamin Button or something like aging backwards. There's no way she's 39 years old. I just can't believe it. She has to be 16.
Yeah. If I was Dale and I'm watching this on TV right now, I'm like, okay, I'm a little creeped out. I need to, go running.
No, he probably loves it.
Rob, would you love that?
No, I would not love
she's that. Sniffing my fucking ass right now.
Yeah. That's not something you love. That's something that you say, what the fuck?
Thank you. See, Rob actually agrees with me. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah. I often agree with you, Lauren.
Oh, thanks.
Not me.
I'm always right. Yes, I'm always right. That's why you have to agree with me.
You're not always right, but I agree with you in the events that you are right.
Yes, Carrie, she would.
Y'all roasting me here with these comments.
It's a roast kind of evening.
Yes, I would not do that on a Friday night. You guys are full of shit.
So not on a Friday.
I'm done. Moving on.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Maybe on a Sunday, when the Sunday scaries are setting in.
All right, we're switching. We're switching to this rose ceremony and the people that ended up going home. And
Did you say roast ceremony?
Yep.
I definitely said the rose ceremony.
Okay.
Gross.
I cannot deal with you guys. Are some assholes.
We are not.
All right, move on, please.
Yeah, we are. So let's talk about the guys that went home, which I didn't even know who half of them were because they had no screen time. So I would basically, when she sent them home, like, who? So apparently, Garen, Blake,
Garen, no, not Garen. Garen should have stayed.
Why?
Because all Garens are fun.
He was fun though. Like he was so just this cute little lovable fun dude.
Yeah. Like Garen Peeler, my roommate.
I don't know anyone else though who didn't get a rose. No clue.
So the other ones were Blake and Tyler S. So I have no idea who they were either, but they're now out of the house. And then we were left with 18 remaining guys.
Is that where they're staying? They're in a house?
I don't know wherever they're staying. I call it house, whatever you freaking live in. They're living somewhere. We're going to go with that.
Okay. So a hut.
Or a cabin, whatever you want to call it, Rob.
Not a cabin.
All right. Obviously, we already touched over Deanna coming in, talking with Claire. That was also very staged, in my opinion, and unnecessary. I don't think it needed to be part of the show.
Say that one more time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. It cut out.
Okay, I said Deanna comes in, talks with Claire.
Oh, yeah, terrible. Like, I don't understand why they did that, why they brought her on.
No, she sounded like a newscaster or something, just so fake. Everything was rehearsed. It just wasn't natural.
They just brought in another person just to roast Claire.
I don't think she was roasting Claire. Her reactions when Claire was saying how she was in jail, she was like, oh my gosh, like, I love it. So fake. Hated it.
The weirdest part of her coming on was her smelling the pants, too. That's all I'm saying. It's true.
That was
she should have said like, no, thank you. I'll pass on that one.
Exactly. Any normal person would have done that, but because they were on television, it was staged, and that's why she did it. I guarantee afterwards she's like, oh shit, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I'm sure she was. Probably didn't think it was going to make the edit, but it most certainly did. And now look at her kids. All they have to look up to is a pants-sniffing mom. Unbelievable.
All right. Moving forward with that, like I said, there's 18 guys left, and then we transition into what was supposed to be a group date, and then Claire decides to cancel the day portion of the date. So these guys are left saying, what the fuck?
Who wouldn't be?
I mean, what's the point of saying that you're going to have a date and then just cancel the day portion when nothing actually happened? She was probably too busy fantasizing about Dale, let's be real. Yeah,
with her pants.
So what, did she just talk to that other chick for way too friggin' long or what?
Yeah, that must have been what happened.
I agree. So she just then says it's a cocktail party. So she takes these 8 guys, and the 8 guys were Jason, Jay, Easy, Chasen, Blake, aka Mr. Potato Head, Ed, Riley, and of course our favorite Dale.
Dale. Unbelievable.
So Dale asked to speak to her first and literally took her forever. And all the other guys were just getting annoyed. It was so rude.
Wait, this is the time where Dale decided to take her, and did they go in the house at this time?
Yeah, they went to where she stayed.
They were they were just in bed, weren't they? I don't know.
Yeah.
Alex asked, is Claire the worst Bachelorette ever selected?
It's definitely possible. I mean, she's gonna end the show early, so.
Which is good for us that she's ending the show early. So maybe she
time to weigh her options.
She might not be the worst because she ends the show early.
I really thought that they were going to get to business and just turn that into a makeshift fantasy suite.
Exactly.
I mean, if I was Dale, that's what I would have said. I would ask for all cameras and producers to leave.
When you know that the other guys are waiting, like, I get that you might give someone more than 5 minutes, but like, all those guys are waiting. They're all there for her. Like, I just think that was really disrespectful and rude. But my boy Easy came through and like was the one to have big enough balls to go break that up. So.
It was a bold move. It was definitely a bold move, but I respect it. I love it.
Glad he did. Someone needed to.
Easy has very good vibes about him. And it's unfair that Claire's not even giving these other dudes a second look. Not even giving them a fair chance. What is
Dale?
Dale?
You know what? They're better off for it, honestly.
I don't even get what Dale does so good. Like, he doesn't seem to be a good talker. She must just think he looks nice and has a large penis.
So you agree with me on that one?
No, I said that's what Claire probably thinks. I'd say it's probably mid-sized.
Lauren, what do you think?
Lauren's gonna pass. This is not where I chime
What do the viewers think?
I don't know what the viewers think. We'll see what the viewers think. But I will say with Easy, he definitely has been someone that I was on the lower end with. But with these episodes, he definitely rises. So I hope he sticks around a little bit longer because I actually do think he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, I feel like he'll definitely hit it off with Tayshia.
I hope so. I like him.
Brett said Dale's going to break up with her before 2021 is over.
Agreed.
I mean, that's definitely true. What did Peter and Maddie last?
High maintenance.
Peter and Maddie lasted like a whole 2 days or something like that, right? I will say that it was cool that they brought Deanna on, and she's like one of the millions of couples that actually worked out on The Bachelorette or Bachelor or any of these.
I don't even know that chick. No clue.
Well, maybe that's why they brought her on, because Claire has been on so many of these different shows and has failed every single time.
Joe says 7 inches.
Did you give him the controls again?
No, I'll let him click that one. It's okay. I'll let it pass. But Rob's a little trigger happy with the comments sometimes.
Yeah.
I'd say 5.5, Joe. We'll agree to disagree.
That's why I have no comment on any of this. But we
can
move forward from talking about sizes, okay?
Seems like that's all Claire's concerned about.
We always end up on this topic.
Maybe. But okay, so Claire starts talking with some other guys, and then you see Dale come back for his seconds.
Sloppy seconds.
People always do this on these shows. I mean, there's always someone who's super greedy about the time. I was expecting it.
I thought it was really funny, like how he had her up against the wall and he was kissing her. And then whenever somebody else walked in, I couldn't remember who it was.
Jason.
He was trying to play it off like he was just posted up against the wall, like just relax, and with his hand on his head. Oh, Jason.
That was so uncomfortable. And it just like the way he was even standing, like you said, it just, why would you even be positioned in that corner of the room? It made no sense. And then also,
we played it off like walked to the couch or something and made it look like they were up to get a snack or take a piss or something. in the middle of their conversation.
He needs to take acting classes. We have now realized
That's what I was going to
he
say.
needs some acting classes, A, to work on how he talks, but B, to actually make it look legitimate that he's not fooling around with Claire the whole time and making it awkward.
I heard Corey Conway has acting classes. Maybe he could go attend those.
McKenna's would be better.
Yeah, McKenna has some too. We'll have to get Dale's people in touch with either McKenna or Corey's people and hook this up.
Can Claire be considered villain status in Bachelor Nation now?
Probably one of the largest villains, of all time. She's right up there with the person she hated, Juan Pablo.
I don't think so because villains are remembered, and I don't think she's going to be remembered.
Hot take right there.
I disagree. I think she will be remembered for the fact that she's going to cut this season short.
You're going to remember her for her tits, and that's about it, dude.
Right. I mean, I definitely will. Every time I think of Claire, I'll say, yeah, she definitely had a nice rack.
Exactly. And that's it.
But not a nice heart and not a nice brain.
I will say I do feel bad with her of sections of the show with the whole Yosef situation. I do feel bad about that. But she literally has no interest in any of these guys, is making them stick around for absolutely no reason. Me personally, if I was one of those dudes, I'd be like, I'm out. But they're sticking around, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're all whipped. Claire has them under some kind of spell. That'd be my best guess. But
would you stick around?
Would I stick around?
Yep.
Probably not.
You said before that you would because it was a house with food and
taking that all into consideration. I definitely just wouldn't I wouldn't be gung ho about it. But I
definitely stay for the boys and the booze.
Yeah, so you're wishy-washy now. I don't trust you.
Okay, well, don't align with me in the next game then. If you think I'm too wishy-washy.
But yeah, so then when Dale eventually comes back to the guys, he's giving all his fluff and bullshit. And I'm sitting there watching as a viewer, like, what is happening? None of these guys buy any of it. And he's just trying to be beat around the bush with everything. Be clear cut, be honest.
Yeah. And Easy kept calling him out. It was so funny. It was great stuff. Great content. And it was so funny just watching Dale just fail. Failing Dale.
So this is what Brett's saying about Yosef. That Yosef skit was planned from day one. He hasn't worn a shirt in half the videos of him.
That could be true. It's like a paradox almost. Because he was mad that all the other guys were getting naked, but he was the one that was really naked the whole time. Anybody else following me here?
I'm following you. Here, the best thing is to get Yosef on the podcast maybe and just to hear him out with what he has to say.
Dude, no.
I'll take Yosef on the podcast. Yosef, if you're listening to this somehow, we want you on the podcast. Text me, 724-561-5979.
And we'll send you Lauren's address so you can send her a pair of your pants.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So she has something to occupy her Sunday nights with. Because we know she doesn't do it on Fridays.
You guys do know I have the ability to exit you from this podcast whenever I want. I'm looking for some new replacements. Does anyone want to join me to replace these two assholes? Y'all are killing.
Right.
I don't think so.
I think
No
I'll get some
takers.
takers.
All
I
right.
think I'll get some takers.
Garen, no. You get a guest spot. That's it.
Karen said me. Yeah, Karen, I'm about to replace Rob with you.
Garen will have some good commentary. Garen's a great guy. He should have been the real Garen on the Bachelorette.
Well,
All right, let's talk about that.
This Garen should replace the other Garen. Garen would be phenomenal reality television. I promise you. Just wait till we get him on this podcast.
So, what were your guys' thoughts when Dale received the rose?
I mean, I didn't really have a thought. I was just like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's not much to say about it. Of course he was going to get the rose.
I'm just saying, if she was trying to at least make a show out of it, give it to somebody else.
I don't think she even cares at this point.
If I'm a producer, then might as well just kick her out now and let her go be happy with Dale instead of letting it continue on to another episode.
They obviously were working on a replacement, so they must have been in talks about that like pretty early on. They knew that Clare wasn't going to last the whole season. She even said it tonight that it was going to be the shortest season ever. Like, she made a joke of it, but
I can't believe they actually showed Tayshia as well. Like, they got the big reveal done tonight, and they just showed her coming out of the pool. Also, we didn't even touch on that fake kiss on that one single date tonight with, I can't even remember the guy's name.
I tried to get to that, but you guys weren't listening.
We're getting there. Don't you worry. And I'm happy to talk about that now. That was with Zach J. And wow, Rob, I got to hear what you think about that because I know you have a lot.
Well, first of all, she tried to kiss him first, and he was just like, he was in like a trance. It was one of the weirdest, most odd things I've ever seen. He was frozen. And then she walked away, which, like, yeah, of course she's going to walk away if the dude's frozen. And then he like grabs her neck in like the most like violent, like rapey way possible. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He what's up with him? It was just a whole awkward scenario. And then instead of just like passing it off as like nothing, he sits there and continues to beat the dead horse and talk about it and be like, well, what just happened? What just happened? And it's like he's just digging himself into a hole and just stupid. What's the guy's name? I forget his name.
It's Zach.
Zach J. And clearly he was not thinking that moment. And when I saw one of the dogs running away, I wanted to be that dog running away.
Yep. The golden retriever.
Yes.
Is that Claire's dog?
I never liked this Zach guy to begin with. He just gave me the creeps from the beginning. And then when they were on their pedicure date, he bit his bottom lip. I think that's sexy when girls do it, but when guys do it, not a fan. And then the whole kiss thing. See, I have like a different take on that because I think he just felt like, oh shit, I missed my opportunity. I'm not going to get that chance back. And he tried, right? And it just was so awkward. I don't think he meant it to be aggressive or to trigger her, obviously. Yeah, I think he just felt like he missed an opportunity, wanted to get it back, and it just didn't work out in his favor. But for her to be triggered the way that she was, I mean, I don't know her past or what she's worked on in however many years, but I kind of felt a little bit bad for him just because I really don't think he meant it in that way. I think it was just, like I said, a missed opportunity.
Yeah. As soon as she pulled away that second time, she was probably just thinking, Dale, 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 Dale.
I feel like, though, he should have, like, thought about it before the way he approached it. That's how I interpret it because it was a little aggressive.
Yeah.
I think it was just the way he went in for it. And it was just awkward timing. I really don't think he meant to grab her neck like that. Not in that fashion anyway.
And I do agree. He still did grab her, though.
Yeah. It was uncalled for.
Now, in terms of how he was trying to aggressively do it, I think that he wasn't trying to have it come across that way. It just did.
Yeah. But he probably thought right at that moment, too, oh, shit, I got to grab her because he knows that his time is limited there, as all the other guys that aren't named Dale know that their time is limited there.
Haven't you guys ever like been on a date or something and you miss that? You like, are they going to kiss me? Am I going to kiss them? Like, who's going to make the first move? And you've never been in a situation where someone went to kiss you and it was just awkward like that. I just think in the situation that he was in and he's competing with all these other guys and him thinking that she was going in for the kiss and he missed it, he felt like he had to like seize the opportunity. So I don't think he's like rapey, like you said. I just think he was feeling like, oh shit, like I missed my one opportunity. I'm not going to get it back.
I've never had that experience, so Rob.
No.
Well,
Having a lot of opportunities you're given.
guys have.
Just like football, life is a game of inches. And he had an inch, he should have taken it, and then he missed the opportunity. And in a quick reaction, he grabbed her, and it just came across as all wrong. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, though, Danny. Like, he missed the opportunity, but can't miss opportunities.
And then we see him sitting alone at dinner, and then pops in Chris Harrison. Like you said, Rob, whenever you see Chris Harrison, you know it will not be good.
That's right.
Now, do you guys think that Claire should have gone and told him herself, or because of the circumstances and how she was personally feeling, that she made the right decision of not going and speaking with him?
Go ahead, Danny.
No, you take it.
I think she definitely should have just, came out and did it herself. Like, why does she have to have Chris Harrison do her dirty work for her? Just come up and tell the guy, like, I'm just not comfortable with you being here. I didn't like how the date went today. Goodbye. It's that
They
simple.
always do that on the show, but I think if she really was triggered, then obviously she's not going to want to be in his presence again. So it was just easier to have Chris do it. But again, they always do that on the show.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. If you are personally triggered, it's very difficult to actually go and approach that person and have a conversation with them. And because you don't know how that's going to turn out, especially if you have those feelings inside where I just don't want to see this person again. So just depending on how she was feeling, I think if she was triggered, as she said in the episode, then it was the right call for her not to go and talk to him.
Yeah, I get that. And she did already do some dirty work earlier this season. She sent Brandon home on her own. The Cleveland guy. It was a very sad day.
Yeah, Jay Jobs says she has the right to feel uncomfortable. And I think all three of us absolutely agree with that.
Jay Jobs is coming with the heat tonight. Good job, Jay Jobs.
He has had some good comments. All right. So then Zach ousted, eliminated by Chris Harrison himself. And then we kind of move on to the next date, which is a roasting one.
Loved it. It was great.
Best part of the episode for sure.
What were your favorite roasts?
Oh my God, definitely the Moss one.
Which one?
The Moss one. I forget who said it, but he said that I think teams were only trying to sign you in the NFL because they thought you were Randy Moss, not Dale Moss. I thought that was funny. Shout out to all my sports fans out there. They probably thought it was funny too.
I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Because I knew who they were talking about.
Okay, good.
Bennett killed it.
Yeah,
I didn't like him until tonight because I've been saying he's pretentious this whole time, but he is savage and I friggin' love that dude now. Like I want to hang out with him so we can roast people together.
But I wanted to know where his scarf was tonight. They were dressed so nice and he didn't have a scarf on. I was very disappointed.
Yeah. He also finished it with the mic drop, which was pretty badass, if I may say so myself. And of course, Claire was so pissed off about it, as she's pissed off about everything. Didn't make any sense.
Well, I love that they all roasted him. I wish we would have gotten to see more of that. We definitely saw the best of Bennett, but I can't go this whole podcast without talking about Ben. Because Ben opened up that roasting segment and he did really good, actually. I was proud of him.
It was funny how none of the jokes were really landing except the ones on Dale. Like the laughs were like very timid. If it wasn't about Dale, it was like, and Claire was cracking up about it. And then whenever it started to go on Dale, you look at Claire over, double take on her, and she's fucking crying about it. It's like, man up, it's a roast. The president of the United States got roasted before. You didn't see him crying about it.
I will agree with Denny, though. Ben was very confident in the delivery of his jokes, so I was very happy for him. He did well. However, I do think Bennett now is on Claire's bad list.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, but
so personally, that
again, if you're not named
comment.
Dale, if you're not named Dale, you're on Claire's bad list. Everybody else is walking on eggshells.
I know.
It's really unfair.
And Aaron says here, Claire really told him not to take it personally and then took it personally. That is indeed correct. I agree.
And it wasn't even.
She obviously wasn't expecting them to like come at Dale in that way.
It's a roast, though. What do you expect? I mean,
how dumb and stupid is she really if she didn't get that perception was in the air? Was that like the first she knew of it? She's an idiot.
It's what it seemed like it came across because I think she mentioned somewhere where, oh, is there something I should know? Clearly, do you not think that they're going to think these different things if they see him spending so much time with you and you're barely spending any time with them? Of course, they always talk about the person that's with the Bachelor or the Bachelorette the most.
Right. Well, I think what we need to do is get Claire on this podcast because I think we all have some questions to ask her about her mindset. And potentially Dale as well.
I'd rather have Ben and Bennett.
On the cast? I want the Cleveland guy.
Well, let's not forget Mr. Potato Head. He could be interesting.
He looked so mad the whole night.
They barely showed him tonight.
I know, and that's the thing. He was so relevant in the previous episode, and then this one, I think I saw his face twice.
Because honestly, he probably didn't have any like beef with Dale, and they're probably only like giving people airtime that have personal beef with Dale, who have like actually like called him out and been upfront with him. And Mr. Potato Head probably just isn't in that category.
I mean, I'll give Dale credit. He was at least laughing at some of the things some of the guys were saying.
Yeah.
So he was taking the jokes kind of well.
He probably loved the attention, honestly.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Honestly, it's so hard to get a concrete opinion on his personality because it's just the whole show is Claire just talking about how much she loves him, but not why. My take.
That is a good take because you want there to be some type of substance there between you two. But if you're saying how into someone you are, but then you can't elaborate on that, that is a red flag.
Yeah. And she sent Brandon home for it. She's doing it herself.
Alex says she got lust goggles on. She's oblivious.
That's what it is. It's lust. I mean, she did mention tonight something about feeling safe with him or something like that, but I think it's just she has tunnel vision. She's super attracted to him. I mean, he can be a smooth talker just to her. I think he tells her exactly what she wants to hear because he's in this to win this. And I mean, yeah, but it is just lust. I mean, she doesn't even really know this guy.
Well, you saw it when she was on Winter Games where she jumped into it with that, was his name Benoit or
Benoit? Yeah, that's what I said. This girl is desperate. I mean, she's older now. She's like, feels like this is it. I have to freaking settle down. And she just falls in love way too easily. In love. Like, I use that term loosely.
Because Winter Games was only filming for a short period of time, such as how long she ends up staying and leaving with Dale.
Has anybody read her diary? I want to read the diary, see what that has to say. The diary she writes in, or maybe it's just Dale, just repeated, just his name.
I don't know.
Well, me never know.
I don't think I want to read that diary, honestly.
I definitely do.
No, it'll be her talking about herself and how much she's grown and how great she is.
Yeah. And she probably mentions her tits in there at one point or another.
One entry is going to be about how she once gave herself a rose on The Bachelorette. And that was so annoying to me. Just the way that she talked about giving herself that rose.
Yeah, she's very conceited.
Yeah, and if I'm a guy sitting there where she's not giving out a group date rose, I'm going to say, why? She had no reasoning behind it. Just saying, oh, I'm not feeling it, all this and that. No. If I'm literally sitting there watching all this shit go down, I would be so over it if I was one of those dudes.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are over it. I mean, it seems like they are. I know I saw in the comments earlier, Alex said something about their contracts. Obviously, they can't just leave. That's a good point. But also, they probably do want to know, like, what's to come.
Yeah.
Because, look, something better is coming. And I think one of the guys even mentioned that they wanted someone new.
It's going to be interesting to see how they switch gears and see if their personalities change up a little bit. And then that's how we'll be able as fans to tell the fake ones from the real ones. And so that's going to be interesting.
For sure. And here's the other thing.
Podcast content.
None of them seem as though they really even are that much into Claire at the moment because they can tell how into Dale she is. So I feel as though none of them caught those feelings where, oh, I'm all in for Claire. So if a new person comes in, which is Tayshia, then I don't even think they have even the slightest attachment to Claire, which is super beneficial for them.
The only one I think did was Mr. Potato Head because he was like all about her. So I want to see how he switches gears because he's going to fall for Tayshia too. I think he's just that way.
Ben Stone says he's ready for Tayshia.
Me too.
Somebody else, Ben Stone. Sorry.
And Joe said, what if the guys don't want to be with Tayshia? Do they find replacements? I mean, I personally think all the guys are going to stay.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm pretty sure you apply to get on the show before you know who the actual main lead is.
Tayshia's an upgrade from Claire. So if I'm one of those guys, you would not want to pass that up.
What's interesting to think about, though, is would Tayshia have eliminated the guys that Claire already did? Like,
well, we know anybody in their right mind.
Are they going to bring in new guys since she's starting with less?
We know anybody in their right mind would have gotten rid of Sage. Or wasn't that his name? Or it was Paige. My bad. Paige.
Oh, from night one? No. AJ, the hand squeezer, the worst one.
Yeah. Okay, him and Paige are on an equally bad level.
Paige wasn't as creepy, but yeah, his tattoo was bad.
The tattoo was bad, but the hand squeezing, hands down, the worst one. I can't. That would make me uncomfortable, and I would have ran away. Nope, I don't mess with that.
I would have.
Yeah. And it's definitely going to be interesting to see, like, if Tayshia's going to be upset that some of the guys. Well, we don't know if she actually knew the whole original cast, so never mind. Let me back that statement up. We don't know, but we do know one thing for sure: Claire has a big rack, and so does Tayshia. So they have similarities in that fashion, in that regard. So we'll see if that translates to who they end up with.
On that note, is there anything else that you guys want to touch on that we really didn't talk about from the episode? Because I feel as though we covered everything.
That's all I got.
I think we touched all the bases, to be honest with you.
All right, so you guys, we will be back next week to cover episode 4 of The Bachelorette. Please follow us on Twitter at batshit_TRHS. Please like and subscribe to The Russell Hant Show. Thanks so much for joining us all tonight. It was a blast. I can't wait to talk about next week's episode because I'm sure it's going to also be a jam-packed one as well.
Go follow the Twitter page. You don't want to miss the live tweets. Just saying.
The tweets are good. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Night, everyone.
Peace.